Hello there, welcome to Build Your Own Flashing Tower. Okay, so it's the first proper video of 2018 here. I've been on a bit of a hiatus while I've tried to figure out my new software for developing all my images and whatnot, all of my, your editing software, that's the one. I'm using DaVinci, I'm quite impressed with it so far. Still learning the ropes and I haven't recreated any graphics yet, which is why you've got the cold openings. Ah well, c'est la vie, never mind. But at least I can still put text on like this. So what are we looking at here? Well, this is from our new friends at Hobbycraft. And when I say new friends, I've bought stuff from them before. I'm sure I've reviewed that kind of stuff before, but this time I've got a series of not one, not two, but three, because it was a 3 for 2 mix and match deal, 3 videos on their Build Your Own series. In this case, it's the Flashing Tower, which to my eyes looks a bit like the Eiffel Tower. Yeah, I'm not sure if batteries are included or not, but you've got this baseboard here with all kinds of circuitry and whatnot. Let's see, what does it say here? Technology, engineering, science, and what's that other word I can't? Maths. Maths. It's a STEM toy, and that's STEM. It's some kind of a nickname. So, yeah. Ooh, science, technology, engineering, maths. Right now, I see what they've done there. Ooh. Right. What else have we got on the sides here? Nothing much interesting there. Just repackaging of the standard art. Warning: batteries are not included. Thank you for that. More of the, thingamajiggen. So on the back here we've got basically the same sort of thing you can see in the front. There's also a little display of what else you can get: an electric keyboard, the automatic spiral stencil, and the robotic spider. Can you guess which ones I've got? Well, you'll only be able to tell once I've actually made the other videos. 1 item per video, that's the rule here. I'm not going to do one of those let's look at everything type videos. That's quite good in their own right. It's just you can't really give it all the time and attention it needs. And look, it comes with paints. Somehow I don't think I'm going to be using the paints. I think I'm just going to build it as it is and then try to find some batteries and then see if I can actually get this thing to work. Because I tend to have bad luck with these sort of sciencey projects where I can't always get them to work the way I want, if at all. If you've seen past videos of mine, it's been a bit of a disaster. Right, let's open this bad boy up. We've got, right at the top here, we have this little bit of sellotape type stuff, and I'm just going to cut that open like that, and we're going to open it up and see if what's inside the box matches up with what's on the back of the box. That does look like it lights up quite nicely in its own right. Well, I suppose the coloured paints might very well give you different illuminations, although you'd think they'd give you some LEDs or something to allow for that kind of effect. Let's drop everything like that at the side. Okay, so we've got some paints here. We'll put that to one side. We've got the base plate here, which is transparent. Did it look transparent on the box? Yes, it did. And then we've got all the other bits and pieces here, all the electronics and plastics and whatnot. And then the most important bit, the instructions. Flashing Tower. This innovative kit will enable you to build and then decorate this stylish science piece with eye-catching colours ready for your display once completed. This creation will open your window of learning and creativity, which is guaranteed to bring out your artistic talents and give you a basic scientific insight at the same time. So you'd be a modern-day Leonardo da Vinci. There you go, all the instructions on how to put everything together, which is what I'm going to be following. And let's just see here. If you put some tips here. If you paint on the parts before you assemble, remember to wait until they are dried before assembling. Avoid rubbing your eyes when painting. When you have finished painting, remember to tidy up and wash your hands. The paints are used for paper or plastics, not for painting on face or skin. That's actually a damn good point. But you can see what they're doing here. With the paintbrush, they're just applying different strokes of colours to come up with all kinds of funky different designs. I mean, that's basically what they had on the front there. Different sections in different codes, but here they've got different striped sections. I suppose there's nothing stopping you from being really hideous and just painting one entire side that purple combination, another side that red-pink combination and the other two sides like that, but that would look really monstrous. Yeah. So yeah, the instructions overall are quite good, and there's also instructions on getting the batteries and whatnot put in place. So it looks like it's actually quite a good bit of versatility there. You could, in theory, use this base plate for other similar projects, assuming that they have other similar projects. Right, let's go and build this thing. And we're back, and here it is. It is quite clearly the Eiffel Tower. I've not bothered painting it. I'm not going to look at that side of things, to be brutally honest. I really have neither the time or inclination to go and paint this in any regard. It does, however, work. I was rather concerned that it wouldn't work at all, and it does. But before I demonstrate it working, I just want to show a couple of things off that you might find a bit interesting. Obviously, it's got this backing plate here where everything can fit in quite securely. Okay, the battery pack and the switch, for example, are quite securely put in. The only difference is you can't actually secure the tower itself to anything at all, in any way, shape or form. Quite ingenious and quite typical of the entire series is that you've got these little springs that you fit into place here. It's kind of like a Lego in some regards, and then you just feed the wires in to actually have the power go through. Little switch here, quite basic, but again plugs in quite nicely, as does the battery pack. But one thing I'm concerned about is, of course, the fact that you cannot secure the tower itself into the actual base. So this just can go anywhere, it just seems like it's lacking something in some regard. Also, the actual construction of the thing is a bit dubious in certain places. I'll show you why. See what I mean? The base here is very secure. The first level, everything is quite nicely secured as well. That is the first time that's actually failed on me. The rest of the time it's stayed in place quite nicely. Oh, one of these actually dropped on the floor as a result of that little stunt I've just pulled. But I suppose I just get the chance to rebuild it in front of you. The way everything fits in, you've basically got flat sides and then surfaces that actually incorporate some detail, some raised details that will allow the light and whatnot to illuminate far better. It's a bit difficult building this thing in front of the camera because the camera partially obscures my view of everything as I'm trying to put everything together, so I have to try to work around it. But yeah, a little bit of glue might help in this regard, but you'd sort of think that this would stay in position a bit more solidly, and even at the top it kind of failed a bit. It does peg in a bit better here at the top than it does in this midsection, but that's beside the point. This bit here also comes off quite easily. Again, a little bit of glue might help in that regard, but sadly, there we are. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the light on here, just so you can start to get some idea of how it all works. You can sort of see everything there. Then I'm going to turn some lights off. It should, after a little while, start giving an epileptic fit. Yeah, I'm actually quite impressed with it in its own right. It does work quite well. I think I'll just put my hands in the way as if there was some sort of Bond montage type thing from the 70s. But yeah, all this flashing lights, you've got no control over the rate or anything like that. It's just preset to pulse like that at random and change colours. I was thinking that might be the case, but I'm quite happy with the results there. I mean, you could in theory put this somewhere on display in the dark and have it flashing on and off during a party, for example. Just hope nobody decides to sort of fiddle along with that. Let's just see if we can get some lights on here just to try to cancel out all of that. Oh my god, the brightness of that light, the O-ring just blinds the camera, it overwhelms the camera somewhat. And that is still actually going. The lights are still actually going at this point. You can't really see it that well at the moment, but if I bring it into view, you might just be able to see that little crystal dome in the middle there, until of course the tower slides backwards. Can you see the lights, how it's all flashing and changing and whatnot? Yeah, it does do quite a good job in that regard. One thing I will say, I'm not going to bring them back here, I can't be bothered to go and hunt for the instructions at this point. But the instructions, they look clear enough, but because of the size of the instructions, it can be a little difficult sometimes to tell what's supposed to go where. Let's just turn that off and move that along here, for example. I mean, it took a bit of guesswork as to figuring out which of these particular holes the springs should be going into, for example. Yeah, but in general, it's an easy enough build to make, and it does work as long as you've got batteries that actually work. It's a bit of a letdown in that the tower itself can fall apart a bit too easily. But otherwise, it's quite nice. I can certainly recommend it, and if you want to actually paint it up a bit, go for it.